Have you ever noticed how some actions in your day feel almost sacred? Maybe it's the precise way you make your morning coffee, or the specific sequence of steps before you begin a big project. Perhaps it's a tiny superstition, a little gesture before a challenge. We all have them, these repeated actions that hold a special, often unspoken meaning. Welcome. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of ritual behavior, exploring its deep-seated patterns and the often overlooked pitfalls. What exactly makes an action a ritual rather than just a habit? How do these patterns shape our minds, our relationships, and even our societies? And crucially, how can something so beneficial sometimes lead us astray? We'll explore the subtle power that these structured sequences of action hold, both for our well-being and at times for our detriment. At its core, a ritual is more than just a routine. It's a repeated, structured sequence of actions or behaviors designed to alter an internal or external state. Think about that for a moment. It's not just doing something, it's doing something with intention, with a sense of purpose and meaning that often transcends the immediate practical outcome. While brushing your teeth every night is a habit, a wedding ceremony, a morning meditation, or even a pre-game locker room routine are rituals. They possess rigidity, repetition, a certain formality, and often profound symbolism. Many rituals are what researchers call causally opaque or goal-demoted. This simply means their immediate practical purpose isn't always obvious. Why do we cut a cake at a birthday or throw a cap in the air at graduation? The actual action itself doesn't directly achieve the celebration or mark the end of studies. Yet these acts are incredibly powerful. Their efficacy stems from both the bottom-up process, the physical sequence of actions, and the top-down process, the psychological and symbolic meaning we attribute to them. From an evolutionary perspective, some theories suggest that ritualized behavior might have roots in an evolved precaution system, our innate drive to detect and respond to threats. When faced with uncertainty, performing a structured action, even a seemingly unrelated one, can give us a sense of control. And this brings us to the profound psychological benefits. Researchers like A.W. Brooks, Michael I. Norton, and Francesca Gino have demonstrated in controlled studies how rituals can significantly reduce negative emotional states like anxiety and grief. Imagine facing a high-stakes presentation or a difficult conversation. Performing a small personal ritual beforehand, maybe taking 3 deep breaths, tapping your fingers in a specific pattern, or visualizing success, can enhance performance by instilling a crucial sense of control and calm. Beyond the individual, rituals are the very glue of society. They foster connection, build trust, and solidify group commitment. Think of families gathering for holiday meals, or communities coming together for festivals. These shared experiences, with their predictable sequences and deep symbolism, transmit culture across generations and reinforce our sense of belonging. Pioneering sociologists and anthropologists like Durkheim and Victor Turner eloquently described how rituals mediate between the sacred and profane, shaping our understanding of reality and reinforcing shared values. They are truly models of and models for the world we inhabit.
Yet, despite this vast body of research, the concept of ritual isn't without its complexities and debates. One ongoing challenge is finding a precise, universally accepted definition. How do we cleanly distinguish a ritual from a mere habit, or from closely related concepts like myth or belief systems? The boundaries can be surprisingly fuzzy. Early armchair anthropological theories about the origins of religion and ritual have largely been set aside, as contemporary studies wisely focus more on the functions and contemporary manifestations of rituals, rather than unprovable historical conjectures. There's also a fascinating discussion about whether universal characteristics of ritual exist across cultures, or if what we observe is primarily ritualization, the culturally specific process of creating actions that are deemed privileged or special. This highlights how deeply embedded our rituals are in our unique cultural contexts. And when it comes to the anxiety-reducing function, there are even divergent views. Bronislaw Malinowski suggested rituals address anxiety about uncontrollable elements, like a fisherman performing a ritual before a dangerous voyage. Conversely, A.R. Radcliffe Brown proposed that anxiety can arise from the fear of failing to perform a ritual correctly. Both perspectives illuminate the intricate dance between our emotional states and our ritual practices. Now, let's turn our attention to the potential pitfalls. While rituals can be profoundly beneficial, an excessive or misdirected reliance on them can become maladaptive. The line between a healthy coping mechanism and a pathological one can at times be surprisingly thin. We see this most clearly in conditions like obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, where rituals become rigid, complex, and debilitating if underlying anxiety or distress persists. What starts as a way to gain control can morph into a compulsion that controls us, creating a vicious cycle of anxiety and ritual performance. Another significant pitfall is the misuse or commercialization of rituals. When the deep symbolic meaning is stripped away, a ritual can lose its authentic power. Think of traditional fasting practices, which for many have profound spiritual or health benefits. When reinterpreted purely as a diet devoid of its original context, some of its deeper impact might be lost. Similarly, the commercialization of religious festivals like Easter or Christmas, while contributing to cultural celebration, can sometimes conflict with their spiritual tenets, diluting their original purpose. Perhaps the most troubling pitfall lies in rituals' potential to contribute to conflict and division. While rituals undoubtedly foster in-group solidarity and strengthen community bonds, this very strength can paradoxically lead to out-group distress and hostility. When sacred values are perceived to be threatened by external groups, rituals can become powerful mechanisms for group coordination that, in extreme cases, may escalate to violence or even tragedy. The same powerful mechanisms that unite can also tragically be used to divide and demonize. So where does this leave us? Ritual behavior, in its essence, is a double-edged sword. It's a fundamental part of the human experience, a powerful tool for navigating uncertainty, finding solace, building community, and enhancing performance. Yet it also carries the potential for rigidity, exploitation, and even conflict. The key lies in mindful engagement. We can start by becoming more aware of our own rituals, those small, repeated actions that give structure and meaning to our lives. Ask yourself, why do I do this? What meaning does it hold for me? Does it truly serve me? Is it enhancing my well-being and connections? Or is it perhaps becoming a rigid obligation or leading to unintended negative consequences?
By understanding the patterns and being aware of the pitfalls, we can harness the incredible power of ritual consciously. We can choose to engage in rituals that foster connection, reduce anxiety in healthy ways, and imbue our lives with deeper meaning, while also being vigilant against those that might limit us or contribute to division. Our rituals are reflections of who we are, individually and collectively. Let's make them reflections of our best selves.